The north and south pole loops provides the alternating currents of electromagnetic frequencies to the antenna's array for the retransmission of its programming message via 72,000 pulsations of ethereal radio waves. This is the broadcasting methodology connecting the looping ley lines to the meridians aligned to all universal planetary satellite stations. These ethereal ley lines reconnect to the non-mechanical computer chips implanted in all biological and non-biological software designed upon the DNA for all the universal thought co-creations. The magnetic radiations of the co-creative spectral energies transmitting their frequency modulations via radio waves, X-rays, and gamma rays. Chapter 4. Are there bad ETs? I wanted to talk a bit about there not being any bad ETs, even as others are saying, yes, there are. It depends where one is operating at. In my previous 2012 Part 3, I mentioned how everything was a reflection of ourselves and how in that sense it does not exist. We make it into existence with a hologram, but nonetheless it is still an illusion. So if you're looking at it that way and beyond duality, where even the dark plays a divine role, like what a villain does in a movie to the main character, then in the end the hero comes out wiser and better because of the experience. The Illuminatis are often disguising themselves as ETs to get away with their sick addiction of molestation, stealing innocence, tainting fairy tales, tainting God's name, and creating fear, etc., etc., etc. They also try to intervene in our connection with soul family and replace it with pain and humiliation. Some people think that if you are more evolved, then you have more positive ET experiences. This is not true. There is no more evolved than or better than. This is just another separation tactic that is perhaps even racist. They masquerade as all-powerful aliens playing with time and space in a way that will not work. They are desperately trying to keep their illusion maintained, but soon they are done here. Soon they are done here. They take beautiful things and demonize them. However, the people who have gone through their horrible torture are starting to even wake up and be free from the programming. They are speaking up and realizing what they were taught to believe about God and aliens is simply not true. The Illuminati's reign of perversion is being usurped. Even with all the things they have done to people's bodies, minds, and souls, their plans still have not worked. How amazing are you? This is because they have no real power over us. And they know it. So even though they make you think otherwise, just like the labyrinth, you have no power over me. And remember in the beginning, she is like, I can never remember that line. What is it? And it starts that way and it ends that way, which is very interesting because that's one of the shows they like to show their children. Once the victims realize this fact, they are free. Souls have incarnated into these lives experiences to teach others this truth. So try as they might, the Illuminati can never take our light and our power. They are jealous and scared of us. This is the core of their message for anyone who really researches this stuff, or even psychology for that matter. The Illuminati's fear and jealousy is an illusion and a lie they bought and sold to themselves and damned themselves because of it. It is like when we lie to ourselves, we tell it so many times to ourselves that we make it true. Despite all the ugly things they do, there is still so much more beauty in this world. It trumps it all. Nature is so beautiful, so loving, and so interesting. Do not ever think this world deserves to be destroyed or is an ugly place. What is really ugly is our lies and insecurities about being a grand being that enables us to hide from ourselves and avoid responsibility. This is us and the Illuminati because we are one and the same. We are not afraid of our failures or darkness, but of our light and what we are capable of. What can this world and this life actually be? We are reaching the apex of everything right now. So how will you do when you face and heal the nightmare to make it all right again? What we claim to be ETs seem to very much understand the hologram and take on any form they wish. So how do you really know what you're looking at? In another YouTube video I did called 2012 Part 1, Angels, Aliens, and Nature Spirits, oh my! I shared the similarities of these beings. I am not saying they are the same, but that they all understand the hologram and do their specific task, though as some are operating in rules of duality and beyond. There are lots of starry beings that people experience who are not painful, scary, or humiliating at all. Some say, oh, that is a trick. Give the people a nice experience and they will not suspect. And then they will be used for the ET agenda. Oh, naughty agenda. What agenda? To tell people it is okay and that life will be changing for the better? I tell you this, it is only using the person if they are told that the aliens are coming here to save them and make everything better. But the starry beings are actually telling you to be the best person you can be. Act with integrity, know who you really are, and take care of your planet and each other. This will give you a better idea of their agenda. If a person is a living example and not a hypocrite like our politicians saying, oh yes, we will help the environment, and then going and doing the exact opposite, then they truly know right from wrong. Let people's actions speak, then do they truly know right from wrong? And let people's actions speak louder than their words, and you will know the truth. If you tell the truth, then you will not have to, If you tell the truth, then you will not need to have such a perfect memory. As Walter Scott once said, oh, what a tangled web we weave when we perceive to deceive. Oh, what a tangled web we weave when we practice to deceive. Liars always get exposed, period. Someone who exists in duality will only say, yes, there are good and bad ETs. It is not that one is wrong or right. People are just at different levels of perspective, based on beliefs, experiences, and reference points. Such things happen all the time, and arguments ensue. My Life as a Guide, Chapter 5. In my Project Hamlet interview, I was asked about past lives, and I spoke about the short life I lived in France and also Atlantis. Now, when we hear things like this, it tends to sound so cliché, almost like, well, who has not had a past life in Atlantis? Which is why I was really not wanting, I didn't like this question. There was so much more I wanted to add in this interview, but I knew I only had so much time, and I had to pick and say the things that were the most important. I was also very nervous, and in that interview, so nervous in that interview that if you watch the video on max volume, you will hear my little heart beating intensely. Maybe it is beating some special message in Morse Code. I was surprised to hear everyone say that I seemed so calm. I was sure everyone could see how nervous I was, as I recall thinking, okay, here I go. I'm about to bare my soul to the world. Anyway, getting back to the subject, here is another tangent that adds a new dimension in my eventual point. Do you ever wonder how it can be that more than one person can claim to be the same person? Say, for example, Cleopatra in a past life. How is that possible? Are these people delusional, or are they experiencing being her from perhaps herself? The many and the one, maybe even her hair, as that, too, has consciousness. Like I said in the interview with Project Camelot, I mentioned how motion itself can be an illusion, just as a video is just a bunch